Are you thinking about teaching cookie decorating classes, but you don't even know where to start? Or maybe you've taught several and you want to make them even better. I want to share my 9 essential things you need to teach a successful cookie class. Make sure you stay until the end for a bonus. Number 1 on my list is a list. It is so easy to forget something when packing up to transport your class supplies, so I highly recommend you have a checklist. I heard a story about a couple of ladies who teach tons of classes forgetting their icing at home. We all make mistakes, so an easy way to avoid disaster is to have a list. Number 2, cleaning products. I've taught classes at several venues, and sometimes those small business owners were up all night working their fingers to the bone, getting ready for an event, and that room is a mess. I'm thankful for the opportunity to use their space, so I'm happy to give the tables a quick little wipe down. But I don't want to have to interrupt them to borrow their cleaning supplies. I bring a tub of disinfectant wipes to make quick work of the situation. I also bring paper towels and wet wipes for the inevitable icing mishap. Number 3, routine. After teaching several classes with and without help, I realized that once I figured out my routine, I could fly through getting everything into place because I didn't have to rearrange to make room for things that weren't pulled out of my storage bin in the right order. I learned that if I put down my table cover, then my cleaning supplies, then my tray, then my box of cookies, that everything fell into place. When I do have help, this really helps speed things along because I know exactly what they can be doing while I come behind them with the next step. Same goes for cleanup. This comes in especially handy when you have multiple classes back to back. Number 4, a plan or a script. As you know, sometimes you have to ice cookies in steps. You may start with one cookie and then put it aside to dry while you work on another cookie. And this is why I like to plan my steps ahead of time when I make my demo cookies. That way, there isn't a lot of downtime and we can accomplish more in that short period of time we have in class. Typically, I like to do a step or 2 and then walk around and help people and take pictures. And this really helps keep me from getting lost and forgetting things. I also like to have an outline of key points I want to make at the beginning, middle, and the end of class. You can even make yourself a word-for-word script if that's how you want to roll. Bonus points if you add some icebreakers for those eerily quiet moments when everyone is working. You can tell a joke or talk about your experience as a cookier. Number 5. It is super helpful to have some sort of reference picture for people to check while they're working. You can print a picture or project an image or video. I prefer to do both. I include a picture in each kit and then I project onto a screen while I take them step by step through the process. Some people prefer to do slideshows, which work well too. I feel like I'm a fairly advanced cookier, but when I was taking one particular class at CookieCon, there was no reference photo and I couldn't get my phone to pull up the class listing to see the picture there. I really struggled. Usually I can create just about anything I see, so I left the class a little discouraged. I don't want my students feeling that way, and I know you don't either. Number 6, practice sheets. Some people in your class will have never picked up a bag of icing in their lives. Give them the opportunity to get the feel for holding the bag and piping before they even touch the cookie. Provide a practice sheet for them to use and demonstrate the way you hold your bag. You can print on paper and they can pipe directly on that. You can place parchment over the practice sheet, or you can be like me and laminate your sheet so you can wash it and reuse it. Here's the practice sheet that I made for my students, and I'm going to give you the link so that you can use it too. It's going to be down in the description. Number 7, extras. Some people cut the icing bag tips for their students, but I prefer to teach them how to do it on their own because I want them to be able to go home and do everything they learn by themselves. Usually there's at least one person that cuts the hole way too big, and that is why I always bring extra icing bags to slip theirs into. I also bring extra cookies in case anyone drops or breaks one, although it is a great idea to show them how to glue it back together. I bring extra icing in bags because some people are a little heavy-handed. I've also noticed that kids in classes, for some reason, they need to pipe directly into their mouths. I bring extra sprinkles, eyeballs, and transfers. Anything that I'm using in that class, I will bring extra. And I also bring extra kits of cookies with all the supplies in case they want to purchase one to take home. I almost always sell out of those, so make sure you don't sleep on that. Number 8 is personality. I'm naturally an introvert, and just like when I'm making these videos, I have to amp up my personality because nobody likes a boring class. I'm not saying be someone else, just be extra you. Be encouraging and be real. Let your students know that it's okay to mess up because we always do, and there's always a way to fix your boo-boo. Do not take over for them. Show them how to correct things themselves to give them confidence. Number 9 is boxes. I design all of my classes to fit into a certain size box. A while back, I decided to consolidate and start using this box for many things, including pre-sale products, like platters and gift boxes for businesses to give clients. You can always have your students assemble the boxes to save time, but I personally like to assemble the box with all of the supplies inside for the class ahead of time and transport them that way. The only thing I don't include is the icing because I usually pull that out of the freezer the morning of class. These boxes are from VRP Box Shop, and I will link them below in the description. It's bonus time! Woo! Number 10. I know you didn't even know there was going to be a number 10, but I wanted to include some bonus items that make the class extra fun and memorable. And one thing is raffles. They're always fun. You can draw for who gets the cookies you decorated or a special goodie bag you made. Or if you're hosting an event at a coffee shop or a retail space, they may be willing to include a little something. I also like to give everyone a swag bag. I try to find affordable goodies to include. My bags usually include a sprinkle mix for an upcoming holiday, a few piping bags, a cookie cutter that I make with my 3D printer. You can also find cheap cutters sometimes off season. I like to include a flyer for upcoming events like pre-sales, classes, markets, or my fabulous YouTube channel with lots of great tutorials. I also like to include a flyer of the venue special events if they have one. Another thing I love to do is have somewhere to take pictures. It can be for pictures of the person holding their finished cookies or a nice backdrop just for the cookies. Encourage them to share on social media and tag you. If you've made it this far, I hope you've learned a few things to up your cookie decorating class game, and I want to thank you by sharing a freebie with you for hanging in there with me. In the description, there's a link for free printables that you can use to take your classes to the next level. If you found this video useful, give me a thumbs up. If you want more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. I love feedback, so if you have questions about this video, things you like to use in your decorating classes, or subjects you would like to learn more about, tell me in the comments.